This is Fam Electric Ghost, and this episode is PEG, Political Electronic Music. We discussed the track Dead Now. Now, this track is about kind of current events where we have a very disconnected leader of the United States that is very Orwellian, has left our allies, the Kurds, in a really bad situation and is spinning it as there was a great moment for civilization. So this song is talking about like the death of the GOP's morality and the idea of supporting strong men in the world. So this is a political electronic song. You can call that PEM, which is political electronic music. And this song, Josephine is really having her wrath on the current leader of the free world, and that he's leaving all these people dead as a result of his arrogance and ignorance, and probably greed. So this song was constructed in a very interesting way. We used our Moog, drummer from another mother, which is an analog drum machine. It doesn't have MIDI. It's all controlled voltage. It uses two oscillators, and you can change the pitch and you can change the velocity of every step. There's only 8 steps. But you can run it, like we ran it through a utility module within a Eurorack from Make Noise called a Maths Utility Module, which allows you to do logarithmic and exponential processing of the CV signal. At the end of the day, what happens with that is that you can run it like an LFO, you can run it with like a delay, you can reverse the signal, you can run portamento, you can do a lot of interesting things. So we use that to alter the nature of the drum signal. It's more of a percussive patch. The DFAM can actually do kind of mini Moog or modular synth type of oscillator sounds. Though it is a percussive synth, it can do really good basses, and it can do leads when you link it with a Mother 32, or even on its own. So we use that to create the initial beat. And then we have another beat, it's a little off the beat on purpose, coming from a JDXI from Roland, and using the drum part and extending it with a BeatStep Pro, which is from Arturia. And when you do an upgrade from a couple years ago, you can do chain patterns. And the cool thing about the JDXI, you have 808s, you have 727s, you have 909s. So we're using those drums from the Roland's history as the drum part, and then extending it to be able to do more than what the JDXI can do natively. And then on top of that, we're running a Juno patch that we play by hand on the Juno GI. And then we have a System 1M, which is a plug-out synth from Roland, and we have some interesting patches running on the Arturia, because the Arturia can do 3 lines of synthesis as sequencing. So one line is actually the drums, and then the other line is a sequence from the System 1M of a patch that we created. Which is a really cool synth because it's all knob per function. It's got really nice sliders on the envelope, so you can actually see the shape of the envelope on the envelope generator, which is pretty interesting. And it makes it's a really interesting synth. It does a lot of atmospheric sounds. It's very powerful, and we use it a lot for atmospheric effect to like add more color to a track. So we're pretty excited with this track. And on top of that, this week we released probably one of our best songs on Bentley Records that we've ever released, Lost Too Deep for Words, which we've had, some people have described it as like a Sign of the Times outtake, which is very humbling to us because Prince is a big influence on us. And we still are mourning his loss every day. We're very looking forward to the 1999 collection because it looked like it's really a good archive collection, similar to a Dylan collection. anthology. It's going to dive deep into a lot of outtakes. I actually have a lot of these songs that are going to be on this album, but they're going to finally be at the level of production that we deserve. Now, the Purple Rain collection was pretty good. It had a lot of stuff that was interesting, but this collection is going to have a lot of tracks that a lot of people have been looking for a long time to have a good quality. And it's really sad that Prince isn't here to talk about these tracks. We're never going to get to hear him talk about some of these songs, which, you know, they were his children, and, you know, he never had children. And, you know, to not be able to talk these up, be cool if we could hear from Susan Rogers or other people who were involved in these songs and actually talk about them. I don't know if anybody's thinking of doing that. That'd be pretty cool. But, you know, we've been very inspired. We think a lot of our inspiration comes from the period of time between like Silent Times, Love Sexy, and the Black Album. We're kind of zoned in on that period. We think that's one of his most creative periods. We like the directions he took with that, with a very jazz-oriented, very experimental, a lot of guitar-focused, really interesting choices in terms of how he constructed these songs during that period. And in addition, we've been really diving into Sun Ra and also Funkadelic, and we've been listening to Funkadelic. We've been listening to One Nation Under a Groove, and we just want to make a statement about that. It's like One Nation Under a Groove is only available as a physical CD or vinyl. And we don't know what's going on with the album. There's probably some kind of legal issue why you can't get it on streaming services. But this is one of Funkadelic's like greatest albums, and to not have it available for the kids today on streaming is really shameful, because it's one of the great funk albums of all time. And it would be cool if somebody would actually get this on Spotify, get it on, you know, Apple Music, get it on Tidal, because it's a vital record and people should have it. So I don't know what's going on. It's probably some kind of legal snafu that's keeping that from coming out, but that's dead now, you know, to me, because that's not cool to have such a great album. It's kind of like The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway from Genesis was not available for streaming for years. It showed up maybe 2 years ago, but it was totally like not in the catalog for Genesis. It's one of the greatest albums to me, because I'm a prog rock guy, if you can't tell. But we've also launched Josephine Electric's Anchor, and we're hoping to have her interview some people going forward. And she actually talks about The Flower That Blooms at Midnight in the Tomb and the latest release, Bentley, which is A Lost Too Deep for Words. So we'd like you to check those out. Also, if you're a fan of The Ghost or you're in a band, you want to get interviewed, contact us, direct message on Instagram, expansive_sound_experiments, or at our Facebook at Phantom Electric Ghost. Facebook is at Phantom Electric Ghost. Also, we have our Patreon. If you support more than $20 on our Patreon, we'll give you a copy of The Flower That Blooms at Midnight in the Tomb on Amazon.com as a CD. You can actually go there and click on the link that's included here and buy it directly. And if you are into what we're doing, please become a supporter of the podcast. Or if you're a band and you need promotion, you can actually do a promotional campaign with us, and we can actually do an interview, and we can do multiple types of situations where we can have a song discussion of every song on your project and push it out to all of our fans. We're at 21,000 listens since 2018. So check it out. And you can leave us a voice memo through Anchor. Leave us your Facebook ID user and your Instagram so we can directly message you. Thank you very much, and keep on listening to Peg.